Hey, Minnesota boy here. The Geo Challenge of the Month is back for this year, and it is the 10th year of the Geo Challenge of the Month, put on by Lookout Lisa at Cache Advance and the Geocachingvlogger. It is an amazing series of challenges for geocachers over the last 10 years to get out and find caches and place caches and fix up caches and clean up the environment. All the different challenges that have gone on over these 10 years. It has been a lot of fun. But it is back for this year, and so they're going back to the beginning. And the very first challenge that was put out was to do some cache maintenance. Now that cache maintenance can be on any geocache really, but today I'm going to check on a couple of mine here at a park in the South Metro. I'm actually not very far from the Geocachingvlogger's house. He lives in the South Metro. So I'm down in his part of the world, and I'm going to check out a couple of my geocaches to make sure that they're in good shape. This one down here is a pretty special one that I really like a lot, and we'll go and take a look at it first. I haven't been back to this cache now in probably, maybe it's been a year and a half or so since I've been here. So I'm going to see if I can find it without even using the GPS. I think I can. We'll give it a look. Okay, let's see. As I remember, you get to this trail and this huge tree, double tree right here, and you go just down the hill, and it should be down there. Oh, I see it. And there it is. Still zip tied to a branch. Very nice. It's actually not in bad condition. Looks like the cap is still there. The zip ties look like they're still holding onto the branch pretty well. It was kind of hanging down, but I think it'll be in good shape. All right, let's give a look at the log sheet here and see if it's in good shape. Well, it's in there. Gonna have to get a stick to get it out. Aha! There it is. Actually looks like it's in good shape. It's dry. And a lot of space left on it yet. Just look at all the names on this side. Look at all the names on this side of this log sheet. That's a lot of names. And a few in the back too. So there's still a lot of room left though. Look at all that empty space. So I think I'm just going to leave this log in there. This cache is actually in great shape. I'm glad I came and checked on it though, because sometimes people say they can't find it, but it's right where it should be. And I think sometimes they just don't know what they're looking for. It is kind of a unique cache. It's not on the ground. And sometimes I think they might see it from the trail up above where I came from, that big tree, and think that it's just a bird. And they don't notice, which is why I placed it here. Let's roll this log back up and we'll stick it back in there. This cache is in great shape. There's something else in there actually. What else is in there? Oh, that's what was in there. I've seen these. I have one of these at home actually that a friend left at my house once. It's perfect. This is Easter weekend, so everybody needs a little Jesus, right? That's great. I'm going to take the little Jesus because he's kind of keeping the log sheet from being able to go in there all the way, so I'm going to keep that. In fact, I think I'm going to put a plastic bag on this log sheet just to make sure that it stays dry. I brought some supplies with me, so I have a bunch of little plastic bags that I get from work. We have some parts that come in some of these little plastic bags, and my brother Gravity Bear and I reuse a lot of them to put log sheets in. All right, all bagged up. Let's stick it back in there. Whenever you're out doing cache maintenance, it's important to bring along some supplies. So I usually bring a piece of paper to replace log sheets or log books if it's a big enough cache, plastic bags to put those logs in, because here in Minnesota we get a lot of wet weather. We get winter, we get summer. You need plastic bags on logs most of the time. And then also I bring usually other cache containers to replace the ones that I currently have in case a squirrel has chewed through it or whatever else might have happened to a cache over time. Just being out in the weather sometimes is enough to make it so that you need to replace a cache. So you got to go out and check on your geocaches, especially if you get notices from people that say there's something wrong with them. This one in great shape, as you can see. On to the next one. I got one more in this park. Let's go look at that one. That cache right there, by the way, is called Worth Two in the Bush. I guess you can figure out why I called it that. And it's a pretty cool cache, and it's been out for a number of years, and it's really lasted. And usually I get some good favorite points on that when people like it. Let's go find the other one. One of the reasons I wanted to go out and check on these two caches in particular today was because if you watched the video about the GeoChallenge of the month, where Joshua found one of his geocaches kind of smashed and the woods had been cleared, this is that very same park. And so I have two caches in that same park, and I wanted to make sure that they weren't clearing in the areas where my caches were, and maybe they have been affected by that. So far, that first one, the bird in the tree, not affected. They're not doing any clearing over there yet. Maybe they will get to it in the future. You can see that at some point in the past, they did this area right here. It's really very clear underneath here. Maybe last year they did this one. But we'll see as I get closer to this next cache whether it has been affected by the renewal that they're trying to bring to the woods here in this park. If you're a geocacher, I'd be really interested to know, how many cache hides do you have? And how often do you check on them? I don't have that many. I have maybe 5 or 6 active ones right now, I think. And I try to get out at least once a year and visit every single one of them, because cache maintenance needs to be done. And you can't rely on other people to do it all the time. You got to do it yourself. So how many do you have, and do you take care of them? I'd really like to know. Comment below. This cache is more of a typical container type than that last bird in the tree one. As you can see, I'm on kind of a major trail here. It runs back and forth this way. And there's another trail that runs off into the woods this way. And that behind that fence there is an off-leash dog park that is really large. It goes all the way around that body of water there. And it's quite busy usually when the weather is nice. It's a little chilly today. A few people out with their dogs though, but this cache is just off of that. We'll just walk down this trail and into the woods. And this is where that cache location is. Oh, and I do see it. It's still there. You can walk around the other side here. There it is. So this cache container type is called a preform. And what this is basically a 2-liter bottle of soda before it gets exploded. They keep these warm at the factory. They're warm, and an air is just used to make this into a 2-liter bottle. So right now this plastic is very thick, but of course the 2-liter bottle is thinner, but it gets expanded out. But these are great cache containers. This one has been out here though for many years, and you can see what has happened. The weather has dried that cap out, and probably squirrels have been chewing on it as well. So this container really needs to be replaced. I have another similar container with me, so I think I'll be replacing this one today. Let's see what we got inside of this one though. Again, we need a stick or something to put in there to pull that out of there. Oh boy, that's really jammed in there. All right, we go to the next thing, multi-tool. Whenever you're out geocaching, especially when you're doing cache maintenance, you should have a multi-tool with you. This is a Leatherman. You can get all kinds of different styles of these things. This one has folded out. You got a nice pliers there. That will work to get that log sheet out. The log sheet itself looks like it's in good condition. It's in a plastic bag. It looks dry. Going to replace that plastic bag for sure. Again, a lot of names on this side of it. But the back side is completely blank. So we'll reuse this sheet yet. But we're going to put it in a new plastic bag and in a new container. Yeah, this container, as you can see, it's been, I don't know if you can see that. That's been chewed on by squirrels. But this is a thick plastic container. They weren't able to get through it yet, but they were close. Anticipating that I might need to replace this one, I did bring a couple of options with me. These are both the same kind of containers. These are not preforms, not as thick a plastic. Probably won't last as long as that preform did. But I think this will work great. I'm going to use this one. It kind of fits in with the color of the tree. We just got to put the log in there with a bag on it, and then hang it back up in this tree. It'll be ready for the next person to find. Stick it down in the plastic bag. We'll roll that up. Seal that up. That'll fit very nicely inside there. Seal that down, and then we'll put it back up here in the tree on the hanger that was already there. And there it is, back in place, hanging on that wire. Very cool. Well, there we are. Cache maintenance done on 2 of my geocaches. One of them really needed it. I'm glad I was here. Thanks so much to Joshua and Lookout Lisa for continuing to do the GeoChallenge of the month. 10 years, that's amazing that you guys have kept this going this long. Thanks so much for that. It really encourages people to get out and take care of their caches, find more caches, and just have fun geocaching, which is what it's all about, right? So I'm gonna get back to my car now. I got some other things to do today, but you should get out and adventure on your own. Find some geocaches. Get out and play Munzie. Get out and play Pokemon Go, but get out and do something outside in the beautiful fresh air and get some exercise. That's what these games are all about for me. Just getting outside and enjoying the fresh air and getting some exercise. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like the video below if you haven't. Give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. We'll see you next time when I'll be out finding some more caches or playing Munzie, or you never know, playing Pokemon Go. Who knows? I do them all. Bye.